Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, like I said in my prediction videos about 2021, by the end of this year everyone would get it. That what Tesla says they will do. And all the haters that have been saying that the big old OEMs will just come in and outperform Tesla, like Volkswagen will catch Tesla because their BEVs grew 300% in 2020. So they're growing faster than Tesla, so in 2021 they will already have caught up with Tesla. But as I said, this year they will learn that Tesla is growing much faster than anyone else, and therefore they would never catch up. And now we're starting to see everyone is getting it. The Wall Street analysts are raising their target on a weekly basis now, and Volkswagen has asked Tesla for advice on how to produce cars faster. And now Ford is joining the club as well, and saying we can't ignore this competition anymore. Look at Tesla. Why are they doing what they're doing, and what can we learn from them? Wow, this is huge. But unfortunately for Ford, first starting to learn from Tesla now in 2021 is kind of too late. Also because the lead Tesla has right now is just unassailable. And Tesla is doing things that the other OEMs don't even understand, and at a speed that has never been seen before in the auto industry, maybe ever in any industry. Remember, it's not the big that eats the small, it's the fast that eats the slow. So let me try to show just what Ford is finally getting, and just how far ahead Tesla is in production capacity and complexity, and what it is Tesla is doing that the others don't even understand. Tesla is beating them at their own game, and they just couldn't believe it. But now they are all waking up and realizing we can't beat them. So let's check it out and let's dive right in. So let's start with a little bit of what the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, said about Tesla at their big meeting with 20,000 Ford employees. If Ford was $1 trillion company, our stock would be worth about $250 a share. Think about the value creation of Tesla right now. And they have resources, smart people. The Model 3 is now the best-selling vehicle in Europe, not electric, flat out. It was the best-selling vehicles in the UK. Most month, it's the best-selling vehicle in California. Not just electric, but overall. If we are going to succeed, we can't ignore this competition anymore. Look at Tesla. Why are they doing what they're doing, and what can we learn from them? Wow, big words, but yes, what can they learn? Other than, yes, Tesla is becoming a very big boy, a real car company, and their EVs are no longer just a little niche car, but some of the best-selling models in the world. But other than that, what can they learn? Because the likes of Jim Chanos, Bob Lutz, Max Spiegel did all say the big boys are coming, and thought they would just produce EVs in the millions.
The big boys are coming.
But this is not the case. As we try to tell them, firstly, they don't have the batteries to do so. Secondly, it's not the same thing building an EV as it is building an ICE car. As Jim Farley said himself, the product itself is highly differentiated from the rest of the ICE field, and complexity is tiny compared to OEMs. Yep, it is not the same thing, and Ford is a good example. They will have a whole year here in 2021 of EV production with their Mach-E, but they will only deliver something like 50,000 units and produce maybe something like 65,000. So that is great, they have to start somewhere, right? But for the short sellers to say this is big competition to Tesla is just laughable. Tesla will sell something like 900,000 EVs this year. But it's not just that Tesla is 10 years ahead with production of EVs. They are changing the way the car is built and the way we produce them. And the old OEMs were just laughing at Tesla in the beginning because they didn't know about manufacturing.
Yeah, but that's the old Rust Belt stuff, and they're still making these things in great big factories with a lot of workers. I think Elon Musk and the guys are are learning what it means to put automobiles into production. It ain't easy.
But now they stopped laughing, because it's become painfully obvious that Tesla is able to produce EVs faster than some of the biggest car manufacturers on the planet. And that's because they just thought, we will just build cars as we have always done, but just make them electric. How hard can that be? And for someone like Ford not to look at what Tesla is doing and not buying Sandy Munro's report about their teardown of the Model 3 just shows us how arrogant they were. But then they started to understand, okay, we need to build a real EV platform, like a battery platform, build the car from the ground up. And they have been working on that for 5 years, and now they are ready to show us what they got. Like Ford has the Mach-E, Volkswagen with the ID.4 and so on. But as Ford just said themselves, Tesla maximizes use of electrons in the vehicle. No one does it better than they do. Their customers pay less for a better battery. Mic drop moment right there. We have been saying this for years, while Ford was just trolling Tesla and laughing at them, but now they finally get it. But meanwhile, Ford and all the other OEMs have been working on just making an EV platform. Tesla has innovated the way the car is built and produced, and that has put Tesla so much more in front than Ford may have thought was possible. Now Ford stands there with a great, nice EV, but they have to sell it at a very little, if any, margin, because Tesla has set the price and earned good money on it, because they have made innovations in the manufacturing of the car, something the old OEMs could have done through the last 100 years if they wanted to. But why fix it if it ain't broken, right? Well, you don't need to fix it, but you just need to constantly improve it. And this is what we see happening now. Herbert Diess gets it and asks Elon for help. And as he just tried to explain to his employees and managers why he keeps talking about Tesla and Elon Musk, even if I stop talking about Elon Musk, he's here to stay, revolutionizing our industry and quickly becoming more competitive. Yes, keyword there, quickly. But what they have to do now is yet another crazy big task, because what Tesla has improved in production and the way the car is built is no small feat. Let's just take a look at some of them. Well, as I talked about before, the ID.4 and the Mach-E uses 52 or 51 ECUs to control the car. Tesla uses 26. Tesla doesn't use any of the old fuses and relays, they use only E-fuses today. All of this adds to complexity to build the car. Ford has to put in 88 fuses and Tesla none. But Ford has been making thermal systems for cars for decades now, so they should be ahead of Tesla here, right?
The number of pipes and whatnot, if you stretched them all out into one, you'd have 18.42 meters. That's quite a ways. If you look at the Model Y, you're looking at 6.35 meters. If you look at the number of hoses here on the Mach-E, you're looking at 35 parts. Over there you got 10. Look at the weight just in the fluid.
Yeah, it became painfully obvious when Sandy Munro teared down the Mach-E. Ford uses 3 times more hoses, 3 times more parts, and the fluid in the thermal system weighs 2.5 times more. This is terrible design by Ford, and this all just adds to the complexity to build the car. And the weight, of course, which is so important for any car for efficiency. And Tesla's wires inside the car are also much better designed. Tesla is even so proud of it that they have put their own logo on it, because Tesla designed it. Ford just bought it.
Look at how elegantly these are designed to perfectly flow the cable in the right direction. It looks like an engineer spent a significant amount of time. Look how poorly they're designed. They don't even align to the locating point. Tesla's so proud they slapped their Tesla symbol on here.
The Tesla part has been designed by Tesla. This would have probably been designed by Yazaki or somebody that's a sub-supplier. So that's the other big difference between what happens when you do it internally versus externally. That one cable does everything, and unfortunately for the Chevy Bolt, those are the cables you need to have in order to do what this is doing.
But remember, Ford and Volkswagen are comparing their EV and the production to Tesla Model Y or 3 built in Fremont and Shanghai. But Tesla is just about to leave them all in the dust once again, before Ford has even figured out how Tesla is doing what they're doing. But now Tesla will soon open Berlin and Texas factory, which will bring a whole new level of car and production to the game. I've just shown a few examples of how much better Tesla is at making EVs and making them less complex than the old OEMs. But then let's take a look at the Giga casting and the structural battery pack and what that will do for complexity. Well, the big rear and front casting Tesla has invented to make building the car easier, faster and cheaper is a real game changer. And no one of the old OEMs are even thinking of this yet. But each of the Giga casting will save Tesla 79 pieces, so a total of 158 pieces that they don't have to weld as well. And not to mention the 600 robots they save. But the new battery that will go straight into the bottom of the car and no longer in modules will save Tesla an additional 370 parts. So just making the bottom of the car with these two casting and the structural battery pack will save Tesla 528 pieces. 520. What a crazy amount of savings in weight and money and work and complexity just from these 3 parts of the car alone. And the others don't even know how to do this yet. And then Jim said, Tesla maximizes use of electrons in the vehicle. No one does it better than they do. Their customers pay less for a better battery. And he was not talking about the 5680 battery that will just make the lead much bigger once again before they have even caught up to Tesla's current battery. This is nuts. Just the few things we have talked about here, the ECUs, the fuses, the relays, the thermal system, the wires, the casting, the battery packs, add up to something like 700 less pieces Tesla will not use in their Model Y coming out of Berlin and Texas than what Ford is doing with their Mark E. No wonder Ford and Volkswagen are finally waking up and starting to become afraid of Tesla. Because as Sandy Munro has shown before, just 3 small studs Tesla has eliminated adds up to a lot of money over time. And then try to imagine what Tesla save on 700 pieces. That is not just a little stud. This is mind-blowing, and it is even worse than they might think. Because yes, Tesla might make their cars with 1,000 less pieces than the other guys, but that will change by the end of next week. Because as Joe Justice said, that has worked for Tesla for years, helping them become agile and use Scrum to make a weekly sprint, which will improve their production line every single week. Yes, week.
You look at a company that has Tesla, it's 27 changes in production per week.
So even if Ford somehow could, with a swing of a magic wand, be at where Tesla is at today, or let's just say be at where Tesla is when they open up the Berlin and Texas factory, well, 7 days from now, Tesla will have made 27 changes to their production line, making it even more efficient. I don't think Ford even knows how to do that, so they will still be left behind Tesla, even if they were held by a magic wand. It is no longer about the car. Remember, Elon has already told us the secret. The factory is the product. And this is something the old guys just don't seem to get. Retrofitting their old factories will just not work. They will need to build new ones from scratch and then try to improve on the production line every single week like Tesla, or they will not keep up. And they continue to make changes to the cars as well. Tesla has a continued design improvement. This is just unheard of in the car industry. The other OEMs make a new model every 5 years and then make small changes to next year's model. And when Tesla figures out a new or better way to make the car or improve the car, they implement it immediately.
We made recommendations to Tesla and they implemented them. And they implemented them really fast. Changes at the speed of thought. Nobody moves as fast as what Tesla does. On this casting right here alone, or maybe it's, I'm not sure, but it's either the accumulator or the casting. They've made 13 changes since we tore our car apart. Our car was built in March. This car was built in July. How in the heck, I don't know of anybody that makes changes like that.
Like Sandy said, Tesla made 13 design changes just to the casting of the octo valve from March to July. Who does that? This is how fast Tesla moves. 27 changes in production per week, coming up with new ideas for the car. Boom, it's in. And now Ford is starting to look at what Tesla can teach them. How the heck do they even catch up to someone that is moving this fast and is this far ahead? The answer is you don't. Tesla doesn't stop innovating, doesn't stop improving. They do this on a weekly basis. Tesla's lead is simply just unassailable. And as Sandy Munro also said, when complexity is reduced, quality will increase. And Tesla's complexity is dropping out of the sky like a meteor. Tesla will have the best quality of any mass-produced car in the world. Concern about their quality issues is a thing of the past. And complexity is not just something Tesla is getting rid of in their cars and production. As Jim Farley said, Tesla has a direct model. There's no one in between. They make it so easy. 3-4 clicks configuring the car with not a lot of complexity to deliver the car to the customer. Simple, non-negotiated prices, a large reservation system as well as remote service. Yes, simple is better, but it's hard to do. But the problem is, we see today the big OEMs are still trying to make it more complex, so the customers still don't know what the real price is. So the legacy automakers are making everything more complex than it has to be. Like GM's great plan of 30 new EV models by 2025. Does that make everything easier or more complex by having 30 different models that can be configured in 6 or 8 different ways with many new options and add-ons like buying more safety features or driver assist systems and so on? They are making it even more complicated for themselves. Tesla has 4 different models right now. More will of course come, but these models comes in 2 or 3 different variants. Standard, long range and performance. And some even only have long range and performance. And then you can buy some more software capability, but that does not make the car more expensive or complex to make for Tesla, because all their cars come with the necessary hardware for full self-driving and autopilot and so on. So 4 models, 3 different options, 5 colors. That's it. So yes, the old guys are slowly waking up and have now realized that Tesla is leaving them in a speedboat while they are quickly sinking in their big oil tanker. Yeah, the only thing the old OEM does fast is sinking. I cannot see a way where Ford can catch up with all of this innovation Tesla has already made. And we know how slow the old guys are doing things, right? So we'll probably not see anything new implemented from them in 2022, no matter what they learn. Just like we saw Volkswagen talk about catching Tesla 1 year ago, and they are still holding the same meeting today and have not made any changes to their ID.3 in that year. The ID.3 that came off the production line in September 2020 is still the same that is rolling off the assembly line today. But Tesla has made about 1,400 changes to their production line and maybe 100 design changes to their car, while the other guys were holding their meetings. Now DICE is saying they have a target of producing the ID.3 in just 10 hours, just like Tesla's Model 3 today, in 2026. But where do you think Tesla is at that point? We know the Model Y coming out of Berlin and Texas will be even much faster to produce than the one that Volkswagen is targeting. And that will start in 2022. Yeah, there is no catching Tesla. But if they don't get moving, they will soon be overtaken by the Chinese as well. They have to throw their profits out the window and start thinking bigger and faster if they want to survive this switch. Spend every single dollar they make on R&D, scaling up production of EVs and building new factories, or they will not make any profits in 5 to 10 years. They need to learn that it's the factory that is the product. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.